You're now listening to a Press Play Network podcast.
All right, man. Welcome to another issue of Nerd Flow. This is issue 90 of Nerd Flow. It's Press Play Network podcast, of course. We are back again for another week of nerd culture and fandom and all the great stuff that goes on in the world of video games, anime, and comics. I am Royalty, and I got the normal Ragtag bunch with us today. We got Young, got Snapback, we got Briario. We're missing Angry today, and Tink will be on in a few. So, what's up, y'all?
On the record, and I'm gonna be honest with you. If there's any Nerd Flow fan out there that's a Patriots fan, hope you choke on the balls that your quarterback likes to deflate a lot. Just throwing it out. Other than that, I'm golden, man. I'm golden.
I'm glad you sound like Optimus Prime right now.
Yeah, he can't do something.
Oh, I do.
Right.
Oh man.
Is that what it just wasn't meant for you to spray that vitriol out there?
Spray that venom.
That
venom out there, you know what I'm saying? Spray that venom out there.
I don't care about football season.
Piece of it.
I don't care about football season. I'm a basketball person. So unless the team I'm rooting for gets injuries, I'm not worried about them losing the championship.
Cool. All right, man. Facebook.com/NerdFlow podcast, Twitter.com/NerdFlow, and Instagram.com/NerdFlow podcast is where you can follow, like us at. We also have going on right now, Ask Nerdflow podcast. You can ask us anything from matchups, all that good stuff, to just any general question you want to know about us and the show or anything like that. You also got Nerdflow art. You can send all of that over to nerdflowpodcast@gmail.com. We also have our YouTube channel where you can get some of the latest episodes of Nerdflow on audio format on our YouTube channel. Please make sure you subscribe and like the videos if you like what you heard, you want to hear more. In addition to that, we got the Facebook community going and popping. If you like to be around like-minded people like ourselves and talk about nerd stuff all the time, you should join our Facebook community. So make sure you guys go do that. So man, this week has been, man, it's a lot of stuff going on. A lot of stuff going on from we're gonna be talking about today. So we're gonna be talking about a little bit of recap from the Broly movie. So if you haven't seen it, we'll give you a full warning and a spoiler warning prior to talking about it. That way, if you want to fast forward, I say maybe like 3 to 5 minutes into the show. We'll let you know when we get to that part, so you don't want to be spoiled if you want to go see it. In addition to that, we'll be talking about the Mortal Kombat 11 reveal as well. We got some other news as well coming.
John Wick 3.
We got the John Wick movie, all that good stuff. So
Alita.
Yep, we got that. So man, let's get in. Oh yeah, we got the Far From Home I will jump into the Far From Home, because I know we want to get Tinky in on the Far From Home trailer and stuff like that. So we'll as soon as she comes in, we'll go to that topic after she gets on. So, but let's start with video games first. Let's kick it off with Mortal Kombat 11. So on Thursday, last Thursday, we got the Mortal Kombat 11 reveal event. We got reveals of a little bit. We got a prologue to the story. We got some gameplay. We got some, mechanics in the game that have changed and stuff like that. But overall, I mean, for
my
me,
biggest issue with the new Mortal Kombat, like, I don't like the fighting style. It seemed too mechanical to me. It's not fluid. It feel like if his fighting style was like Street Fighters, it would be a lot better game.
So I'm saying it's like, the variants, you're talking about the variants of it?
Yeah, like if it was like more fluid and like when you're doing combos and stuff, it don't look like it's so robotic and mechanical. That's what it looks like to me. Like I feel like I like the fact that in this Mortal Kombat 11, the way the screen set up and everything, it went back to Mortal Kombat 2, the way Mortal Kombat 2 was set up with selecting your characters on the selection screen and stuff like that. Like it got some old tinges to it. You know what I'm saying? Like they bringing back some old stuff, and I'm seeing that the cast of characters seems to be like the Mortal Kombat 2 cast of characters. So I don't know. My biggest thing is like I don't like playing a fighting game that feel like it's so technical. You know what I'm saying? That's like always been, and that was always like one of my gripes with certain fighting games like Virtua Fighter or something like that. It was just always too technical of a game. It wasn't a fluid game when it came to the fighting.
Man, it seems super fluid to me. I mean,
but you're not into fighting games like I am. So like, it's like when I play Smash Brothers is fluid. It's not technical. Street Fighter is fluid. It's not technical. It's not one of those games where you got to.
Are you trying to say like it's more heightened on its special moves versus like the actual combos and stuff like that?
No, that's not what I mean. What I mean is the way they move, it looks more robotic versus it's like when they move, it's like you can tell when somebody pressing the button versus them just being a fluid fighter.
We had a talk about this actually late last year about like how Mortal Kombat gameplay and how Street Fighter gameplay exactly is. Like for Mortal Kombat, and this is like I said before, it's like it feels it's like a stick and move type of thing. It feels very like stick. So it's like I see where Young comes from, because like when you play an MK game, even back in the 3D days, it didn't feel like
think about how
very fluid.
Think about how the characters moved in the earlier 2D days, because the Street Fighter characters move just like they move in 2D. Versus when Mortal Kombat started going to the 3D, but the 2D stage, they kept the robotic stance instead of making it like the 2D gameplay. All the Street Fighter games got the 2D gameplay, but with better graphics. Mortal Kombat changed the gameplay and got the better graphics when they should have kept the same gameplay. That's the same thing like what's your Tekken? Tekken kept the same gameplay and got better graphics.
Well, Tekken, yeah, like the gameplay, like they enhanced it a little bit, but at the same time, the fundamentals are still more out there than like the new mechanics each game has. Like it's still the same. It doesn't feel any different, like I said, other than the combo mechanics. But yeah, with with Street Fighter, in my opinion, always been a little bit more fluid than, like I said, MK. Like even playing Deception, Armageddon, and Data Alliance, I say at least I never touched the earlier MK games before Deception and Data Alliance. Before that, to me, how it looked.
Oh, you were born in the 90s. My bad.
Did Mortal Kombat come out in the 90s?
Yeah, but like we were
Mortal Kombat veterans
before you even learned how to walk.
No, I'm saying it came out the year I was born. That was the second or first game, I believe. So yeah, I did know about Mortal Kombat 90. It's just I never touched the game until at least, like I said, Deadly Alliance. That was like the first one I ever touched. But like I said, I know where Young is coming from when it comes to the gameplay of it all. And I remember in one of the trailers, if not the trailer, I believe at the reveal, that they was talking about how many people was talking about the gameplay, especially with X, and they wanted to change it and whatnot. But like I said, I can't just sit here and say that the gameplay changed unless I, like I said, play the game and play a demo. So until I can honestly say that they changed how MK plays, especially different from X, I don't know. I mean, it still looks the same though. I'll give you that much. It still looks the same.
Speaking of that though, I noticed how they kind of like felt like they wanted to forget X. You notice? I don't know if you. I know you watched the reveal, Snap, and you notice how they kept just going back to referring to MK9, MK9, MK9.
Yeah, they never brought X too much up.
Yeah.
Like if they brought it up, it'd just be for like the little things to show you the difference in what 11 is going to be compared to X. But yeah, 9 was always like the main one that supposedly been brought up.
Yeah.
So that is a tad bit weird.
I know that, and for a whole second, even a coworker of mine, we were looking at the videos and we was like, did he misspeak? Did he mean 10 and not 9? Because a friend of mine I was watching, he played Mortal Kombat a lot. That's one of his favorite games. He actually named his son Raiden.
Wait. His son name is actually Raiden?
He named his son Raiden, yes.
Man, that is the coolest kid.
I can't get mad at him.
That kid got to be the coolest person in his class growing up. He got to be. Like, it's destined.
And the funny thing about it, the funny story about it, he told me about it. I was like, how did you come? He was like, the funny thing about it, he had it as an idea to do it. And he was like, the thing is, his baby mama didn't even know that what it was from until her brothers heard it. And he was like, it was after it was too late. He was already named on the birth certificate. The brother was like, you named my nephew after a character.
That was smart.
And she looked at us, she was like, it was too late.
That was smart.
But yeah, so in the prologue of the story, a quick rundown on this. So basically, it ends like Mortal Kombat 9. Like I said, it's like they didn't want to acknowledge anything in 10 at all.
Wait. In the prologue of the story, it takes place like in the ending of 10.
It did. Like, yeah, that's what I thought. Because he said 9. They said 9 though in the thing. That was the first thing.
No, they just kept talking about 9. But you know, the prologue trailer, it takes place after the whole when the Jinsei corrupted Raiden and he has Shinnok after he's up there, he's torturing him. That's why he cut his head off and tell him, you're gonna be a warning and you're gonna serve as an emblem of my wrath. So basically, this is gonna be at the scene where Raiden takes him to the Nether Realm, where Liu Kang and Katana, and that's when the new character Chronica, she shows up. So, in my opinion, when it comes to this reboot, the main theme of this whole reboot, starting from 9 all the way up to now, is just basically time. So
yeah, time is I'm guessing she's an elder god.
Yeah, she's basically an elder god. And on top of that, Ed Boon has said that this is the first female villain that we had in the series. So she's basically a villain along with the new character Garrus, who's basically is like a right hand man in a sense to her, because he has the same type of abilities and she pretty much does.
Yeah. And the thing about it is, I'm actually kind of, when I saw Gears and I saw her, I'm like, it seemed like they're adding the Elder Gods in him. I'm actually glad they are starting to mention those characters and bring them up and actually show them, because we always in Mortal Kombat and the story mode and stuff like that, they always mention the Elder Gods, but we never see them. And so, for the first time, we're actually starting to see. I think the only other god we saw was, what was the one that was made of like fire and lava? That was in it.
You talking about Blaze?
Yeah, Blaze. That was the only one we ever saw.
Because the 3 elder gods are elemental gods. One was fire, one was wind, one was the other one was earth god. If I'm not what you call it with the ponytail
became one in his story when it ended. And he controlled it. Wind. I can't think of his name.
I know the one you talking about. The guy that had all the wind moves.
Yeah, he was basically supposed to be in the sense of how they presented him. He was kind of supposed to be the new Raiden in a sense, to a certain extent.
Talking about Fujin.
Yeah,
Fujin.
Yeah, Fujin. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. And also in this game is based on the story as well. You're gonna basically be seeing like we just said, the whole time thing. You're gonna be seeing an old school Liu Kang versus the Revenant Liu Kang and Kung Lao versus Revenant stuff and all that going on, and how Liu Kang and Kung Lao are looking. No, they look great, and it's like they got the whole.
It looked like they went and got. It looked like they went back and got like Liu Kang that was training versus Liu Kang that was already ready to be in the tournament. Like they got Liu Kang before the first tournament.
Right. Yeah, that's what they look like, especially the uniforms they were wearing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's like it's going beyond the whole thing, and then it's Chronic Head came to Liu Kang saying, "You once again you chose the wrong destiny and whatnot." So I'm very intrigued by the story this go around, especially when it comes to time. I want to see what's going to happen afterwards.
So
character-wise, go ahead.
Let me ask y'all this: y'all remember the the Mortal Kombat show that used to come on TNT?
Yep.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, I hate that torrents and stuff. A lot of them been shut down. That was actually a good show.
Yeah, that was a very good show. You watch the show all the time. See what else? So after that, they showed the prologue and stuff like that. Then they showed like fatalities and all this. Man, the fatalities are just brutal.
I hate that X-ray smooth stuff though, man. Like I still
talking about Fatal Flow.
I guess that's what it's called now.
Yeah, they call it Fatal Flow now. Yeah, that's what it's called now.
I hate those. Like,
and the thing,
it just take too much time out the game to me.
Like, the thing is, like, I think, and I ain't noticed this, but then I had to look back, like, yeah, I just remember you do get, like, you get 2 X-rays, I think, per round, but this time, your Fatal Blow, once you use it in one round, you can't use it no more, so you have to...
A lot of people used to chain off, used to try to, chain off of it and burn the meter and try to get it, and they would just do it multiple times and stuff like that. So it's probably something they probably heard from people complaining and in the pro league and stuff like that.
Here's my thing. I'm gonna say this. Here's my thing. Again, like the fatalities, they always improve each year, try to make it gory and whatnot. Fine, but my thing is, why everybody's blood looking like Kool-Aid to me? I'm being completely honest. It looks like
actually, I prefer the old school fatalities versus the new stuff because they broke it down where you ain't got nothing. Remember back, we used to have like a whole lot of different fatality moves and different moves you can do to finish somebody with, and then they just broke it down to where you got like 1 or 2 fatalities.
You mean like stuff like babality, friendship, stuff like that?
I actually used to have a lot of fatality. Well, the thing was because you could use the board to do a fatality too.
Yeah, you had like maybe 1 or 2 regular fatalities. You had the stage fatalities. You had babyalities. You had friendships. I think they I will say
animalities. All that.
Yeah. Those first 3 friendship, animalities and babyalities, those need to come back to the game. That was just always like the funny part when you thought you was about to get your
head knocked off.
Yeah, about to get your head knocked off, and all of a sudden something funny happened. I mean, that's just how Mortal Kombat was, and I really do. They haven't revealed it yet. I mean, I know the game comes out in April, but they can do another drop a trailer or something like that to show that those are coming back. But I hope that is a thing that comes back because
my favorite friendship when I used to play with, like if I played with Johnny Cage, I doing that autograph, that was my favorite friendship.
Yeah, I didn't even think about that during the stream though with the other alternate I guess finisher moves. That's one thing I would like to see come back though. But overall though, what's up?
I was gonna say and in terms of characters, of course, as y'all know, pre-order bonus is Shao Kahn. You already know Scorpion and Raiden. You get Sub-Zero, that was a given. Sonya given. Liu Kang and Kung Lao. 2 new characters and she makes a return.
Yeah, Scarlet from 9. I think she was a DLC character in 9.
Yeah, she was heavily demanded for what they were saying.
Look, long as you got the core group to me, long as you got Scorpion, Sub-Zero, Liu Kang, Raiden, Like, as long as you got the basic ninja core and like Sonya Blade, Johnny Cage, and Jax, like as long as you got them, I'm fine with that game. I can do without everybody else. Like
So
if you got
the,
Jade, Melina, and Katana, that's cool too.
That's what I want.
Here's one thing I was thinking about. What if Mortal Kombat? And that's another thing I had to touch on with the reveal too that I forgot. But how would y'all feel if, like, say for example, if NetherRealm did what Street Fighter did, which came out with like an arcade, kind of like an arcade add-on that gave us like the old Mortal Kombats, but in current day graphics.
I was gonna sit here and say, didn't they say this game comes with customization items anyway?
Yeah, that's what I was about to say too.
Yeah, but it's not like how Street Fighter V Arcade Edition is. Street Fighter V Arcade Edition is where you can play Street Fighter 1, 2, 3, 4.
That's what I'm saying. I'm like, they haven't announced anything like
that,
but what if they did something like that? That
that'd be dope
edition
to me.
As like an add-on, and you got to play those set people, those particular boards, those towers, and you can go through all the different Mortal Kombats.
Yeah, that'd be dope to me.
Yeah, that actually increase
my thing with the new games is keep it simple. Like, you don't have to add all those different characters because it takes away from you doing when you got a lot of characters in the game. It takes away from you doing more.
That's like the same thing though with like Street Fighter, for example. That's how
Street Fighter ain't got a lot of characters though.
No, it does.
Street Fighter, Street Fighter got, even with the DLC characters, Street Fighter does not have a lot of characters.
I mean, compared to what we originally had, I mean, it is more.
No, Street Fighter got, like, right now with all the characters, Street Fighter got about the same amount of characters as probably Super Street Fighter 2.
Yeah.
Because some of those characters come from different other series within Capcom, like, what was it? Fatal. No, that ain't Fatal.
No, they ain't got none of them folks in there. Like, all these.
What about Cody?
I think Cody, the only person they added from Fatal Fury, that's it.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say. Cause wasn't it like back in the day? Didn't they have other characters along with Cody? Like what
no, not back in the day. Wasn't nobody else in those games. It was just Street Fighter characters.
Okay. But yeah, I was gonna say about one last thing about before we move on to the next topic. On Mortal Kombat 11, what Snap also mentioned, there's full customization within the game, very similar to how Injustice is and stuff like that, which kind of called that even prior to that probably going to be a system that was going to end up rolling with. And of course, like your gear and all that stuff, you have different unlockables and that stuff. A lot of those pieces will hold different stats, so you can kind of like build your character out to do more damage or probably take less damage, stuff like that. Kind of how it is in Injustice. So kind of glad to see that as well. That it's full of customized, make your characters look different and stuff like that.
I ain't got time for all that. I just want to fight.
Hey man, that's just the thing that makes them different. Not like I said, I feel like the RPG element in some games should be added to that aspect to a certain extent, but that's just me. All right, let's talk Dragon Ball action RPG rumors. So Bandai Namco posted a graphic of Project Dragon Ball Action RPG that's going to be coming sometime in the near future, hopefully not 15 years from now. And yeah,
man, what's the name of that engine? What's the name of that engine where they did that RPG style?
Unreal, I believe.
Unreal Engine. If it ain't like that, I don't want it.
Yeah, that was what I was going to ask everybody. Like, how exactly would y'all want this RPG to be for Dragon Ball? Like,
the way I would want to do is, the way I would want it done is start off when Goku is a kid, and you get to make decisions. And then you can decide whether you become either you gonna end up being evil Saiyan and the storyline completely changed, or you gonna go the traditional route. And then you could probably prevent certain stuff from happening, which will make the storyline change. I mean, make it decision based. So if you make certain decisions, the whole storyline change. That way you don't be playing through the same game that you done saw in the anime.
I was gonna say this. My bad, royalty.
No,
if the game couldn't been run on Unreal Engine, I don't know what they were running off of when it comes to Jump Force, but if I couldn't get the Unreal Engine look, I would have settled for the graphics of Jump Force, because in my opinion, it still looks a lot more realer than the anime manga like style that Xenoverse and Fighter Z was. So
yeah, it does.
Yeah,
it does.
Yeah. So I was like, if you couldn't, I'm with Young with this. You make this RPG, make it as real as you possibly can. Don't just look at it like the whole art style of the show itself or the manga itself. Like make it real. You know what I'm saying? That's just me being honest.
Because I like the engine they're using on Jump Force.
Okay. Let's see. For me, I'm kind of thinking more on the lines of I'm not thinking of graphical style. I'm just thinking about as far as game structure. I'm thinking probably more on the lines of maybe like a DC universe, because it seems like Bandai Namco is kind of experimenting with an RPG type game with Jump Force, with Xenoverse and stuff like that. And I kind of think it'll probably be more of a thing where you're kind of you are the fighter, but not a known fighter, but you are, you're part of the Z fighters themselves, and they fight with you or whatever. Kind of like anybody that played DC Universe Online, you weren't Superman, you weren't Batman, but you were part of that group, and you were, becoming a superhero or whatever. And I think they may kind of go. I think it probably.
But see, that's different, because when you get into the anime world, you want to be those characters.
Yeah, no, I get that. But I mean, we don't know what what route they're gonna take with the game. But
I'm just saying, like if I play a Dragon Ball game, like I'm gonna want to play with Goku. I'm gonna want to play with you. Like me personally, I'm just speaking from me personally. Like if I play with a Dragon Ball game, I'm gonna want to play with Goku. I'm gonna want to, especially RPG style, I'm gonna want to train him up to see if I can either make him stronger and see if I can get him stronger faster than what it was actually in the comic book. See, in my head, my biggest thing was changing the timeline in Dragon Ball altogether. That's been my biggest thing, is what happens if he was already strong enough to defeat Raditz, where Raditz came and he just went on and knocked Raditz off from the beginning. How would that have changed the timeline? You see what I'm saying? I feel like that'd be a more interesting concept. What if after he trained with Kami told him about King Kai, and he went on and trained with King Kai when he was a teenager? What if Vegeta ended up stronger than Goku, and Goku had to play catch up for most of his life? You see what I'm saying? Versus what it's been Vegeta playing catch up to Goku. These different concepts. What if Piccolo, what if certain stuff happened, and what if Majin Buu never did come out his egg? Then would have had Ultimate Gohan?
What if Gohan went rogue? And
what if Gohan went rogue
and became what he was supposed to be?
Stuff like that, like a decision-based game where you can totally change the timeline.
Yeah, because they ain't really.
I'll say this:
you only can tell the story so many times, and so yeah,
exactly. That's what I'm getting at. You can only tell that Dragon Ball. If you start from Dragon Ball and go through Super, you can only tell that story so many times.
Yep.
I'm gonna be honest. Not to cut you off. I'll say this. I know it may sound like I'm trying to appease everybody, but it's what if when it comes to this game, because how they have it already looking up, it's it's supposed to be a very big game. Like, why not have the option of doing the Z fighters, any Z fighter from either Goku, Vegeta, Gohan, Piccolo, even Krillin if you want. Like, you just start from their beginnings, like Young said. Whereas, you Goku, you're on the planet Earth and you're literally living his life from when he's younger all the way up to now. Or you can do something like Xenoverse and have your own character of their own type of race, and you have their own.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that too, Snap. Like, pick like when you start. Let's say if it were to be a create a character type thing, you pick the race of like human, Saiyan, Namekian, or whatever else other race there is that you can pick from. But I mean, like primarily like those would like be the core ones you pick from and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I have to see when they start really developing the game and stuff. If it look like a good concept, I'll make a decision then. Because and I tell folks this, I'm over 30. I'm basically 30 years in with Dragon Ball. I've been watching this since I was like 3-4 years old. So I done basically grew up with Goku. As this nigga done aged, I done aged. So I mean, like, my heart is really into this. I'm biased when it comes to games. Like, I was disappointed with the Budokais. I was disappointed with the Tenkaichis. I was like, I just haven't been satisfied. Like, I don't even play Fighter Z no more because I'm disappointed with it.
I'm disappointed with it from a roster standpoint. I feel like it could have been a super large roster of characters to pick from, but I feel like they just cherry picked and then broke forms into make them characters when they could have just been forms within the fight itself.
Within the fighder. Yeah. Why?
Yeah. We're not gonna go down that road. We're not gonna go down that road tonight because
I'm just gonna say this for those who actually do enjoy the game. Y'all know y'all favorite alien who nearly bested Goku in the Tournament of Power. He's gonna be a new character in the game, which again I don't see why, because it's like that.
And then that's another thing. That's nothing I don't like about Xenoverse. They too far behind. Like, it shouldn't have took this long to put Jiren in the game.
No. Jiren's already.
You mean
this is a Fighter
you mean Fighter Z? It took so long.
Fighter Z. I'm sorry.
It's definitely not in. It's definitely not in line with the current what's going on currently. Because at the rate that we going, Xenoverse 2 is gonna have freaking the Galactic Patrol characters in it before freaking Fighter Z get it, and it'll be like probably 2021 by the time freaking Fighter Z get it.
And it's crazy, man. Like we were saying beforehand, like, this game been out since 2016, and it's still constantly adding more stuff to it. Like we said, the Broly pack with just Gogeta and the new Broly just been released last month. So yeah, it's like the hype. Like I said, Fighter Z is dead. To me, it's dead.
Yeah, because of just the continuous support for Xenoverse. All right. On to another fighting game, Smash Brothers. So better late than never. But I know Young wanted to talk about some pros and cons of Smash Brothers.
So the pros of Smash Brothers is that nothing's changed from the original Smash Brothers. All the fighting still the same, buttons still the same, everything, fighting styles, everything the same. Boards are to be expected. It's some new boards. You got a bunch of new characters. You got new characters like Cloud, Ken, Ryu, some different Pokemon. You got a lot of different characters from Mario. You got some extra characters from Star Fox. Like, you got Bayonetta in there. You got a lot of different characters. All right. So for all y'all that was waiting on a good Smash Brothers game, this is a good game. I'm not going to take that from them. The con of it is when you trying to unlock all these characters. That's a grind, people. I'm not going to lie to you. That's a genuine grind. because you can play. You can only unlock so many characters when you play the spirit. Where you go do the spirit map, when you do the adventure mode in spirit map, and and then when you start playing regular Smash or you go and play classic mode, then you can only unlock a character every 10 minutes, and you got to fight that character to unlock them. So with over 50 characters on there, that's a hell of a grind. So they made this game for you to play. It's not a game where you gonna put a cheat code in to unlock everybody. You're not gonna download the DLC and get everybody. You finna grind your ass off to play this game, to get these characters. And I appreciate that from Nintendo.
Yeah, true that. I will say that, because most fighting games, the storyline is played through in the first couple hours of buying the game, and then other than that, unless you want to play online, and some people only got so much tolerance against playing against the AI/computer of the game, and after that,
you can play online on that game.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure. Yeah. So, all right, on to another fighting game. It's like a bunch of fighting games tonight. Jump Force beta. So Jump Force beta. This weekend. The biggest frustration with this beta is, and Bandai Namco did this with Fighter Z as well.
Damn servers.
Yes, the servers timing going up and down, on and off. Like these set times for these servers and stuff like that, it just doesn't really fly, man, because it's like every bit of maybe like 2 to 3 hours that they're open. And then on top of that, it's in European time. That's the one thing. So you got to do time conversion in Google to try to figure out what exact time that you can possibly or attempt to try to get on. And it's just not very convenient to get people to try and want to test your game before it comes out in February. So yeah. It's not very generous to, the game community. It's like either let it be like a one-day thing where you can have the servers open so you can test it. Do you have the server capacity to do so?
That's the problem. If it opened the server, more likely, like how it was with Fighter Z, you couldn't even get in the server.
And I think that's probably why they've kind of did it like in a time with this, so they can kind of segment, the people, or I won't say community yet, but like they're just the people themselves, so they don't get bogged down. Because yes, that is a great point. That did happen with Fighter Z when they did the beta as well. It was just hard to get into it. It's like, honestly, I mean, don't really even do it as an online to play online. Like
just make a demo.
No, just make it offline. Yes, just make it an offline mode. That's like we're not trying to fight each other now.
Other people, man, because we're trying to learn the game.
Yeah, because half of the fighting games that are out there are host based anyway. So we ain't trying to play against somebody with their crappy Wi-Fi. So let's do it. Just do it offline. It's just better that way, and just let us play it for 3 days. Have it in, because the one bright side I can say about Jump Force Beta that I read in the article, that it's a bunch of characters unlocked. It's not just like 2 or 3 or 4 characters that you have access to. You have the access to I think I maybe kind of like off a little bit with these numbers, but I know it's at least about maybe like 12 characters you have access to play with. So it's not just like a couple characters that you get to play with, and with them to do it how they did it, it's not friendly at all. And I have, like, some of us on here have, a good bit of time to try to get onto this thing. Shoot, I had time this weekend, I still couldn't get in. So
know what I'm saying, man?
I missed the mark every time.
I'm literally looking at the time. I was looking at the time trying to jump on the play. Every time I got on there and I picked one of them avatars, I'm up here and I'm stupid for this. I was literally picking avatar. I think, all right, well, I'm going to pick this other avatar, see if it changed. Nope.
I did the same thing. I
was just like, man, what's the point of this? I can't play this, bro. Like, I just been better. I was just waiting until next month to get the game. I mean, don't get me hype for a better. Like, don't get me hype for this beta, and your server's gonna act up. Like, if you paid attention to how Fighter Z was, and you know how people complain when it came to y'all servers, like, don't do this. If you're gonna do it, like we just said, make sure your server's on point.
Because when I even got the actual Fighter Z game the first night, I couldn't even play the game because I couldn't get in the servers.
Yep.
And if you can't do and this is the only way I got to play Fighter Z before the game came out. I had to legit go to practice mode when the beta came out, Fighter Z, just to look at that. That was like the only thing I literally can get my hands on before I got the game itself. So
yeah,
if you're gonna do this for Jump Wars,
I remember that. I think they made the last day or the day before they actually did a patch to give it an offline mode because people were having such an issue with trying to get in and try to play it. So
they built this, man.
Though, just learn from your mistakes on this, man. Because like any other fighting game going forward, just don't do this format. It's terrible.
I'm not a fan of server-based fighting games anyway. Like I like to just jump on.
I don't have a problem with the server base because yes, server base. If I don't know if Bandai Namco is using dedicated servers for their fighting games. If they are, I applaud them for that because there's a lot of fighting games that are very host based and again, if you're not the host and you run into somebody with crappy Wi-Fi, then you run the risk of getting bested, even though you probably could definitely beat them. So I mean, I don't have a problem with that. It's just they need to either invest in more servers to support the people that are anticipating their game, or just don't do a beta at all. Just wait for the game to launch.
Wait till the game come out.
My thing is, even when the server's down on Street Fighter 5, I can still play Street Fighter 5.
Right, yeah.
When the server's down on Fighter Z, I can't play Fighter Z.
I get offline when I'm on there. I have an offline option. I have an option all the time. I mean, that's what I played it this past Saturday after seeing the Broly movie made me want to play.
That was totally different fighting scene. They're totally different fighting action.
I know.
I ain't gonna lie. The only thing that made me want to play Broly was Xenoverse, since they had the current Broly in it. That been the only Dragon Ball game I would want to play this past weekend. Not even Fighter Z. But yeah,
we got last thing in gaming before we head over to anime. We got Division 2 reveal trailers. We got a couple reveal trailers this week. We got the story mode reveal. We also got one for the Dark Zone, and then there will be a PvP mode, which came from DLC along in the Division. That'll be part of the core game as well. So we got PvP, and on top of that, we got a reveal for 2 different Dark Zones within the Division as well. And so they have pretty much, it's almost kind of like segmented where they have a hardcore Dark Zone, and then they have another one that's like a little bit more friendly. Not friendly, but not a little less punishing compared to just having one Dark Zone. And it limits, I think what it is, it limits some information I got from the trailer. It limits the amount. It's not as large of amount of people can be in this particular Dark Zone at a time. There's also torrents at the very entrance part, so you can't, because I know this used to happen. It's happened to me before going to the Dark Zone, getting ambushed soon as you go through the door by a group that's just waiting on people. So now they have it where for those who go rogue and they try to ambush you and you come through the Dark Zone, there are torrents that can actually kill them. So, some very good quality of life improvements to Dark Zone for the Division 2. But from the standpoint of like the trailers and stuff like that, it looks to be shaping up pretty good, man. I mean, I watched a lot of gameplay from it, just trying to see how tanky the enemies are, if tanky at all, and they don't seem to be very tanky. I mean, of course, you got your yellow, orange bar characters that you run into, of course. Those are going to be very, it's going to take some DPS to take them down, of course. But overall, a lot of people are singing good praises about the Division 2. Way more anticipating than a lot of people thought, compared to some other stuff that's coming out too. So, did any of y'all get a chance to catch any of that, like any of those trailers?
No, I didn't.
Not the Division one. I need to check that out.
I would definitely say check it out. It didn't like me, and I was gonna get it, but at the same time, I was kind of like, and when I watched those videos, I was like, okay. They got some good changes coming, man. Got some good changes. I don't know if I said this on here or I was having a conversation with somebody, but for those who are fans of like the SOCOM franchise from PlayStation, and I want to say partial PlayStation 3, the Division has a very good opportunity to fill the void that SOCOM has left open for all these years. And if they play their cards right, the Division 2 can be this generation's new SOCOM. It really can. but they just have to play their cards right to take that void that SOCOM is left, because nobody has come up with a game like a SOCOM since.
I remember when
since Slant 6 got closed down by PlayStation.
I think it was SOCOM 2. I think that's the one that came with the microphone on it, and came with a microphone with it. If I think that was SOCOM 2.
Yeah, from PS3.
Yeah, it came with a microphone with it.
Yeah. That's when PlayStation were doing all those big box games that came with these big giant accessories. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
Yeah, and I wasn't used to playing online at the time.
Oh yeah, nobody was. I don't think I even played online when I got it, honestly.
So that was my downfall with 2, was not being used to playing online, and it took me to just get used to playing Black Ops online and stuff like that, to playing Call of Duty online and stuff, to really appreciate what they were trying to do in SOCOM 2.
Yeah, but yeah, Division got a chance to take something that that's a void in games, and I really hope they do well at it. I hope they correct the mistakes from last game, and it can be a good game and a good alternative to these games as a hobby and stuff like that. So all right, so this is your forewarning for people getting into anime. About to talk about the Broly movie, so give you a couple seconds to fast forward. Okay, so Broly movie. Some quick stats real quick before we get into kind of like what happened and what do we think is going to happen going forward in Super. $7 million the first day, and is only open in 1,250 theaters. That is freaking crazy. And it beat out the Pokemon movie that held that record. In addition to that, is hands down right now has the record for the greatest opening of an anime movie of all time.
As it should.
Crazy. All right.
Now, let me get this off my chest. Where all you new fans come from? Because most of y'all the same people that used to make fun of us for drawing Dragon Ball characters when we was in school. Where all y'all come from?
Selling them pictures. Now you
got to think though. Okay, let's think about this though now. Before we jump on people, a large generation of younger kids are Dragon Ball fans.
I'm seeing more grown people nowadays that's new to this.
Closet fans, of course, because I mean back then, anime was never really, let's be real, because we talked about this too, never really the ultra cool thing to be growing up, especially in the early 2000s and 90s and stuff like that. That was kind of like a closet thing, of course. So, so people now get to embrace that, and a lot of people think it's, it's becoming a cool thing. Even Tink kind of said, like, stores like, New York and Company and stuff like that having anime shirts and stuff like that. So, and that never was a thing that they would carry. So, people trying to jump on that.
Because I'm like, yo, I'm like, and then these new folks acting like they know more about these animes than like folks that's been in this for years. I'm like, yo, this is really like, to some of us, this is a lifestyle, and y'all infringing upon it and trying to turn into something else. That's what I feel.
Yeah, especially when you got folks who probably ain't even seen Dragon Ball, but just there just for the hype of everything.
Yeah.
Like real talk, it's like, bruh, you probably just read Broly on Wikipedia. You don't understand that there was another Broly. You just looking at this Broly. You don't know
exactly
why we're hyped for this guy, and you barely know who Goku and Vegeta is. You just know they're like the poster people for Dragon Ball, but you don't know what we know about
backstories or nothing.
You ain't never even looked at the manga pages of it. You ain't researching. You ain't held a book. You didn't sell Dragon Ball pictures. I could put a picture of a Super Saiyan up there, and I can ask you which Super Saiyan this is,
And you'll just be like, oh, I can put, no, let me rephrase it. I put a picture up there of Goku or Super Saiyan form. Be like, which Super Saiyan form that is? I mean, what form he in? And you would probably just say Super Saiyan. And then I was like, and then I'm going to be technical. No, he is Super Saiyan form too. Like,
Nah, you gotta ask this. You gotta ask this. You gotta put a picture of the boos up there. You gotta sit here and put all three boos that was up there. You gotta say which one was the original boo.
Yeah, which boo was the original boo?
What was the original boo? I bet
they'll say they're gonna pick Fat Boo.
Yeah, no, that's not the original boo.
No, that's not the original boo.
Okay, let's get back on track here. All right. Let's talk about the Broly movie. So, I mean, overall, what do you? I mean, just real quick on this one part.
Greatest Dragon Ball movie ever.
Okay. Are we satisfied with what Akira Toriyama has come up with as a canon Broly, and as far as who he is and what he is? Do we like the backstory?
Everything is perfect.
Perfect.
Yeah, I like this. I like this Broly because it's Go ahead, Young. Go ahead.
Oh, I like the fact they gave backstories to everybody.
Yes. Okay.
All three Saiyans.
Okay. Let me just add on to that. That backstory in the very beginning of the movie was fantastic, man. And let me tell you why. Because I felt like as a Dragon Ball fan in the very beginning, we didn't get it was very fragmented, kind of what we got as far as like the story of how everything happened and what was going on and why with it, and stuff like that. And on top of that, at least for me, I have a whole new hate for Frieza now.
Yes.
From
and
that
then
movie.
You seen young Frieza, you saw Bardock, you saw Gin,
yes.
Goku parents. Then Gine.
Finding out young Frieza was like a spoiled brat that just ended up because King Cole decided to step down
he retired.
He retired and Frieza got power, and you've been in power since like you was basically like a little kid.
And then you had the fact that they showed us young Raditz. Yep. They showed how young Vegeta and Raditz and Nappa and all them was when they went out and how they avoided getting killed and everything. I love that backstory.
Yeah, me too.
So it's and honestly, I'll say, and maybe it's just me, it was tear jerking, and like I've said in the group chat, I've seen 3 language versions of this movie, but like I said, the English and the Japanese versions of how when Bardock and Gine sent Goku off, I ain't gonna lie, it was a tear jerker basically because of what Bardock told him. It's like, do what you had to do to survive. Yep. So, in my opinion, that was a tear. I ain't never had a Dragon Ball movie that actually had like that type of moment where it literally would tug at your heartstring because that's how much Bardock was looking out for his son, and that's how much he was just looking at it like Frieza's up to some crap. He's about to probably kill every bit of us. And it did show that Bardock was trying to stop it. So I'm glad they kept that part in there, that he was trying to fight him off.
And the other thing I like is they changed it from Broly being driven crazy to become a legendary Super Saiyan to the fact that he was just born with all that power, and the reason he was sent away was because he was stronger than Vegeta.
Yeah. And
I like that because they got rid of that, because that was kind of like a dumb reason to me why he hated Goku.
He was enraged over a crying infant.
Over a crying infant.
Exactly. That was a very dumb.
And the reason, and when it get to the point where he ended up enraged was he was enraged because Frieza remember saying snap when you make them angry. That's why he ended up doing that. Yeah, that's why he killed, Broly's dad.
That was the most. That
moment how he just like, look, he killed your father, like the blast killed your father, and it's like,
oh, like, dude, bro, really, Frieza?
You are the scum of the earth.
But one of my favorite parts was how they made Vegeta and Goku look as they transform into their different Saiyan forms.
Oh yeah,
that was
so dope.
Here's the funniest part.
All of us.
I would say the funniest part of the whole thing was right before that, Young, when he instant transmission out to Fuse. How he just goes and just goes straight for Frieza, and this boy gets beat for a whole hour while they're trying to fuse.
Man, look, y'all. He literally, Goku and Vegeta took an hour to get their fusion right, and Frieza was Broly's bitch for a whole hour. You gotta respect. You gotta respect Frieza's longevity. You gotta respect it.
Yeah, he took every piece of them hands, them kicks, everything, man. And like Young was saying earlier, like them transformations, in my opinion, the transformation on top of that, the whole fight with Goku and Broly, like how you saw at least Broly's point of view of fighting Goku. I say that was the best part of the fight scene to me, because it's like you literally got a glimpse into how these fights, like an eyes view of how everybody sees a fight in Dragon Ball Z.
Goku showed some new powers we ain't never seen too. He used telekinetic powers on Broly.
Yes. Yeah, to paralyze him.
No, he really didn't paralyze him. He got in his mind.
Yeah.
During
the transformation to Blue, did he turn there was a green
orb
for a
Ultra
short second?
Instinct. For a short second he went Ultra Instinct.
Okay, that's what we thought when I saw with the guys I went with. I'm like, wait, hold on a second.
Yeah, for a split second they showed Ultra Instinct. When I saw it, I was like, yo, is he going Ultra Instinct in this movie? But no.
What?
Another thing. What's his name? The Angel. What's his name?
Whis.
Boy, okay. I know he was an Ultra Instinct because Broly could not touch him at all. He was just like hands behind his back.
Whis ain't got to be an Ultra Instinct though. Whis no Ultra Instinct, but Whis wasn't an Ultra Instinct.
Well, I'm just saying,
he
couldn't. He showed a hell.
He doesn't have to. No, he doesn't have to, because Whis is stronger than Beerus.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, Beerus. That's Beerus. And on top of that, you gotta look at it like Whis. Like when you look at how Broly was fighting, Whis is he's a trained martial artist, and he's teaching like people like Beerus and Goku and Vegeta. So, and especially when it comes to Goku, who's also like, he and Vegeta said in the film, like, yo, he's learning as he fights. So Broly had a lot of raw strength, but at the same time, he didn't know
how to control it.
He don't know how to control it. So
and he doesn't have technique too.
No,
because he was just going by what Paragus was teaching him, and that was just
how to survive.
How to survive.
Yeah, how to survive. So
all right. So last part. Okay, let's talk about the ending. So my take on the ending, I almost kind of feel okay. So with Broly, with him being, they use Dragon Ball.
Oh no, we just still talking about Gogeta.
Oh yeah, we got Gogeta.
This nigga came in with he came in with a bang, and it just went downhill from Broly from then on.
Yeah. I want to know how this boy just automatically, instantaneously turned into freaking Super Saiyan God, and I ain't even see transformation.
Look, man. I know a lot of folks felt like because Vegeta was
I blinked and his hair was blue.
A lot of folks felt like because Vegeta was canon that he was better than Gogeta. Yo, Gogeta held his own in this movie, and he showed y'all. That's always been my favorite fusion. Gogeta has always been my favorite fusion. And the fact that they made him hold up to me, I feel like Gogeta would have did Zamasu and Goku Black terrible.
Yeah.
How I look at it, it's like I say Gogeta
they're a lot stronger. Goku and Vegeta was a lot stronger when they became Gogeta in this universe too, though.
Yeah, true.
Then on top of this, like Gogeta's a lot more. How I always looked at it is like he was the more serious fusion between him and Vegeta, because he's very playful.
Yeah, Vegeta very playful.
But other than that, what's everybody's overall rating of the film?
Me and my homeboys did this in the car on the way, leaving the theater, actually. I gave it what did I give it? I gave it an 8.5 out of 10.
All
right.
What you give?
I gave it at least, I gave it a 9 point. I gave it a 9.6, and I say that mainly because of the fights, and on top of that, the animation. I like the animation of this film, and especially when it came to the CGI effects of the film. I say I was more impressed with this film in terms of animation than I was with Battle of Gods and Resurrection F. I thought they had, in my opinion, great animation. This movie, it felt like it was very simple, but at the same time, those very intense moments, like, I love how it looked. I love how everything looked, from the Antarctic, the icebergs, everything being destroyed, and Broly's big key ball and everything, how it affected the waves and whatnot. Like, I enjoyed every bit of it. So yeah.
I'll say like some of the people. I would say like some of the people say in the movie theaters, like, hey, it's way better than Battle Broly. But anyway, we're not gonna go down there.
We're not going to this.
I'm gonna keep this simple. I'm giving a perfect 10 out of 10, and because to me, like I said earlier, everything was perfect. Yeah, but let's move on, because I see my girl Tinkton got on, and we got to talk about.
Hold on. One last thing I want to add though. So with the ending, I kind of feel. Because, okay, Broly fought majority of that fight without transforming. And I kind of think with Goku, because I don't think they're going to introduce another level for some time, I kind of think that Goku wants to learn. One, he wants to train him because he's so powerful. But also at the same time, I think he wants to learn his form to, like, not...
You talking about the...
Not transform, but still raise your power level without having to transform.
So you mean like the form, the Ozaru type of form that Broly took on?
Yeah, where it was just like he just raises his power level goes up, but you don't see him transform yet, and he can fight at that. And I think he wants to learn that actual style as well. I think that's another reason why he has him as at close range like that, so, and wants to be friends with him. So.
Well, I feel like with that. Goku, which is just gonna show, cause he already seen that form from Kale too, so he that legendary form. That's the form him and Vegeta gonna learn, and because to me Trunks in the infant stage of that form, yeah. Cause when he go into that rage mode, yeah, that's basically what that Berserker mode is. Like, that rage mode is the infant form of that Berserker mode.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Let's okay. So, do we want to talk about the live action Pokemon Red Blue real quick before we go into Spider-Man Far From Home?
No, we can skip it. Let's wait till we get some more details on it.
Okay. All right. So, we had the trailer. Finally, the trailer from Spider-Man Far From Home.
Untink!
What's up?
So
she riding with her windows down, ain't it?
Nope.
As windy as it is and cold as it is outside, no sir.
Exactly. It's like 30 degrees.
For
Trust me, I know what the temperature is outside. I'm farther up north than y'all.
But yeah, so we got the trailer. Pretty much everything we kind of said that was rumored about the trailer and the storyline and what it was going to be about is basically in this trailer. I mean, the biggest debate, which has been clarified and cleared by Kevin Feige, the biggest thing was the wonder of, was it before before Endgame or after Endgame? And so it is definitely after Endgame. So
because he got a different suit. I peeped that out when I first saw the trailer, and then I went back and saw it again. I said, "Yo, this is a different suit. That's not his suit."
Yeah, I knew it was a different. I mean, I saw the actual like pictures and all that stuff. They were talking about when he was on set with a darker blue suit with a different, like, the logo looked very different on the back of it too. So I kind of,
it's a white logo versus being the red or the blue logo.
Right. So we got, of course, we got the elementals and stuff like that in there. Nick Fury shows up, of course, and needs to team up with Spider-Man. Basically, Spider-Man wants to kind of lead after the events of Endgame and all that stuff. That's all that stuff that's going to go down that we're going to see. He wants to leave the suit at home and really just relax and enjoy his European vacation in Europe. So, and then Nick Fury recruits him.
After that.
Yeah, and then Nick Fury recruits him for to basically investigate who is Mysterio, and with all these elementals that are popping up all across Europe. So, so first thing first,
They're kind of piggybacking off of the Disney version as well, because it was sometimes that Nick Fury came on the Disney Spider-Man and recruited him on different little missions and stuff. So I'm like, are they trying to just make it like the Disney cartoon, or what?
which I wouldn't have a problem with that, because it would basically kind of use the Spider-Man franchise as a catalyst to kind of like introduce a lot of different characters and stuff like that. Because that would be like an introduction to bring in like Nova, because Nova showed up on the Spider-Man on Disney and all of that. And so, I mean, it's a lot of ways you can introduce different characters.
Even Miles Morales.
Morales, Cloak and Dagger.
I read this article that says Disney and the MCU are phasing out Uncle Ben, which
he don't exist.
He doesn't exist.
But there's a briefcase though. There's a briefcase that has Ben. What is his middle name? Ben something, but it has BJ something on there, and that may be an Easter egg to him, but he's just not in the actual MCU.
Because we haven't seen him and nothing contained. They haven't even spoke about him.
Well, I may not even married, so I mean, in the first part, Happy is making googly eyes at her and stuff like that in the very beginning, and Peter's like, "What the heck is going on?"
Because actually, like real talk, Uncle Ben was supposed to be Peter's parents, one of his parents' brother. I think it was his dad's brother, and like we don't really know, because the way Homecoming started. We didn't learn no backstory about this Peter Parker, really.
Yeah, they didn't really touch on any of that for Homecoming, which, I mean, it's fine. I mean, it's just like how if there were to be another Batman movie, I don't expect them to go over the same backstory over and over again. I mean, we get it. He lost his parents and stuff like that. But
this could be a good way, because in the comics, Peter's parents were part of S.H.I.E.L.D. I mean, this could also be another way why Nick.
And see, that's what the Andrew Garfield Spider-Man movies tried to touch on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that's true. They were trying to touch on that.
It's so many ways that Spider-Man can go, and Disney ain't holding out. They pretty much going all out.
What I kind of feel, though, too, from the trailer, and I've said this prior to when we heard the rumors and stuff like that, got a feeling this all is an illusion to make Mysterio look like a hero, to make himself like a hero, because even at one part when he popped up said, "I got this." I'm like, yeah, try to make yourself look like the hero. Saying?
Yeah.
Well, we know Mysterio's good at illusions.
Yeah.
That's a lot of suit he got on.
That is definitely a lot.
He's not that big at all.
No, not at all. Yeah, that's a lot of. Definitely that with the helmet on too. The little part we did see, the kind of fast when we saw with the thing on his head too. But
that's a lot of suit.
I will say though, like, good job on the costume though. They
did a good job on costume.
Did a good job on costume. So.
They stuck to the comics wise on the costume.
Yeah, most definitely they did. Let's see here. We got some quick news in the middle of like a lot of the comic stuff, so it's not really stuff we can really too much elaborate on. But again, we got the Gambit director pulled out. Rumors Channing Tatum directing his own movie. Do we feel that's good or bad? I think Channing Tatum should give up on the Gambit movie. Just give up on the Gambit movie. I could have swore.
I don't like him as Gambit. I don't like him as Gambit. No way.
No, I don't either. I could have swore it was a Fox property, and I could have just felt like that being scrapped like all together when the merger happened. I'm just saying.
Me too.
Another rumor we got is the Humpback of Notre Dame is getting a live action. I mean, that was kind of like a given. At some point, it was going to happen. And then okay. Next trailer we got from this week was John Wick 3.
I'm impressed.
Which I haven't even seen John Wick 2. I have it on my iTunes. I bought it when it was on sale, and I haven't even watched John Wick. I know because my friend of mine told me it was on watching the trailer. He kind of just, without spoiling the movie, he kind of gave me an idea of what happened, which is what's happening in 3. So I was like, okay, yeah, I got to watch 2. So, but yeah, John Wick 3 definitely looks badass, I will say.
Let's just say this about John Wick 2. Never kick somebody, like, just respect people's pets. Put it that way.
Yeah.
Respect their pets, respect their cars.
But yeah, so basically, not to give away too much if you haven't seen John Wick 2, but spoiler, yeah, in John Wick 2, he kind of shot somebody that he shouldn't have shot in a place where he shouldn't have shot him in the place, and so now he's basically like blacklisted in a sense, if you want to call it that. And he's on the run, and he has no safe houses to run to, and everybody's out of him. And there's also a part where, as Young said, he threw a whole gun at him. Just saying.
Man, the man threw a whole gun. Like a whole rifle at him, bro.
That man said, "Oh man, I ran out of bullets. Here, catch this."
y'all thought, old boy that played Thor throwing that hammer was impressive. This nigga threw a whole gun.
He threw a whole assault rifle at it. He was like, "Oh man, I'm out of bullets. Okay, hit him in the head with the gun."
Yo,
That's what you got.
Also, did we talk about that on the last show? Okay, so basically, Leslie Jones is upset that a new Ghostbusters movie is coming that's supposed to pick up from Ghostbusters, the original Ghostbusters 2. And she's like really upset about it because she feel like they just said, screw them. I'm gonna be honest with y'all, I've never seen the female Ghostbusters, but I heard so many bad things about it.
It is not worth seeing. I've tried to watch it twice, and I fell asleep both times.
And the premise for this new Ghostbusters movie is it's gonna be 4 Ghostbusters, but they're gonna be teenagers, 2 boys and 2 girls. So I think one of them supposed to be the grandchild of one of the other Ghostbusters from the original movie, and they're gonna go from there. Because
what's wrong with just doing adults? What is wrong with we just want,
because they trying to appeal to kids with the Ghostbusters.
Make a cartoon.
Sounds
Done.
more like
Just make a cartoon. You can appeal that way.
They did have a cartoon. This is we don't need that either.
They need to keep it
sounds
rolling.
more like Scooby-Doo. Scooby Gang.
Yeah, but it's supposed to be teenagers though, so we gotta see how this gonna go. But my thing is, what I felt about the original Ghostbusters movie, they were comedy, but they had a dark element to it.
Yeah.
Like they were kind of like they had a dark, spooky element to it because the ghosts weren't so like cartoony.
No, they weren't at all back then. Not in the old one. No, it wasn't. Not at all.
No, they weren't so cartoony. Like Vigor, like you really feared Vigor, whatever his name was.
Yep.
Like this nigga came out of planet and took over Ray. He came out of painting and took over Ray.
He's like seriously possessed.
And then in the first one, even though it was supposed to be a ghost, it was really a god, an ancient evil god.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So
like that, and then that first one was like had some spooky stuff going to it, even though the second one to me was more spookier because like when that dude kidnapped that baby and was riding on that bike, like that was spooky to me, yo.
yeah, it definitely has some dark tones to it, compared
And I
to.
feel like this Ghostbusters need to have some dark, because they say that's what's the problem with the last one with the females. Where it was too goofy. It was just too much of a comedy.
Yeah,
it didn't have darkness to it.
You're saying they took the horror element out.
Right.
Yeah,
I
it's the horror element
too
out.
many comedians in one movie too.
Yeah.
All of them were comedians. All of them played on Saturday Night Live. I mean,
Dan Aykroyd and well, I always forget this name.
Bill Murray.
And Bill Murray were from Saturday Night Live too. They the original people from Saturday Night Live.
Right.
Yeah. But
Yeah, I need. Is Sony doing this Ghostbusters 3? I assume they are. Because they're the one that has the license, I believe. For Ghostbusters.
I don't.
Because the first, because the originals 1 and 2 were done by them, and then
I think it's Sony then.
Then okay.
Originally Sony wanted to go.
I thought it was Warner Brothers.
Is it Warner Brothers?
Yeah.
Because originally they wanted to pick up from Ghostbusters 3. I mean from Ghostbusters 2. But that's what this movie gonna do.
If it is Sony, I need them to stop. This is one thing, the problem I got with Sony Pictures. I need them to stop taking old properties a la Green Hornet and stop making stuff a comedy. Everything that's a remake from something is not a comedy. The only reason we want to see some of this stuff when it says, when it pops up in the news that it's going to be remade, that we hope and wish that it's going to possibly be just a live action version of what I used to watch. I don't want to watch freaking Saturday Night Live or comedy night at whatever movie that it is. I just want to see the movie in a more serious, more up-to-date live action form with current actors that I know of. That's it. Stop making shit funny.
But you know what I feel like in this third Ghostbusters movie? 3 of the 4 original Ghostbusters are living. I feel like they need to be in that movie.
Yeah, I agree too. I agree. If they're gonna be descendants or like children of them, then yes, I definitely so. I think that if it's gonna be more of a thing where the kids become Ghostbusters, I feel that since those characters are still alive and living, I think they should be the ones that actually train them to become Ghostbusters the proper way.
Yeah.
The only one that's missing is the guy that played Egon. He died back in 2014.
Yeah. So I mean, that's how I take on that part. Let's see. We got 2. Let's see. We got 1, 2. We have 2 more things to touch on, then we're gonna be out of here. New Shazam trailer, which I just found out about that tonight during the game. That there's a new Shazam
I don't like
trailer.
that guy. I don't like that guy playing Shazam.
I have a problem with the look, yes, of course. But at the same time, when I go and look at some of the old Shazam stuff, like animated stuff and comic stuff, as far as the tone of the character who he is being who Shazam really is. We got to see, we got to see a lot of more action in this trailer that came out as well. If you haven't seen, I recommend just go watch it. I mean, we never know. It could be a sleeper. And it could be another. If maybe just maybe DC Comics can be on a roll with these solo movies that they've been on after the Justice League debacle. So
the coolest part of that trailer is when they in the beginning when they show him jumping off that roof and saying Shazam.
But we'll see. I mean, it fits its own tone. It's not dark or anything like that because people complain about that crap too with DC. We're not gonna get into that conversation. That's a conversation that'll last forever. But yeah, man, that was a trailer for that. And then we got Gamora and Nebula return for reshoots on Endgame. So this is how many reshoots have we done for Endgame? I feel like this is like the third one.
This is like, oh my god.
Which really brings me to think if the girl that's playing Nebula is doing a reshoot, I have a feeling that they may pull an arc from the comic, which is her getting her hands on the gauntlet and being the one that does the final blow to Thanos like they did in the comics.
Which is like too late in the game. Like it's almost April. April is around the corner.
Well, somebody in the Marvel Studios is doing overtime for the next 2 months.
My God.
Okay.
Crazy.
It's another movie coming out on Valentine's Day. Alita. What's it called? Alita. But it's kind of like a 3D battle princess or something like that. I think.
I know Atalantia, Battle Warrior.
Battle Angel?
Yeah, Battle Angel.
Yeah, Battle Angel.
Battle Angel, yeah. Y'all know who Alita, who that character looks like?
Ooh.
If you ever watch Modern Family, she looks like Haley from Modern
I know
Family.
you. Yeah, she's a slick dude.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. That movie has been like being teased. That movie has been being teased for like a super long time, and I'm like, I was so confused on.
It looks like it's gonna be dope though.
No, it does. It does like it's gonna be dope. It probably one of those movies that's like a sleeper that nobody's really checking for, and it's gonna probably end up being a movie that like, oh, you need to go see this because it's. Really
I'm going to see it because my boy Cottonmouth in there.
Let's see, man. I want to say that's it for this issue, man. It's issue 90. Real quick on when new episodes drop, because I know. So doing a new date for when new episodes drop. So new episodes will drop every Monday now going forward. Just more of a thing for uploading content to the current host servers that we use and stuff like that. So based on when we record this, it'll be out the following Monday, catching up as far as so just expect on a Monday, whatever episodes that's currently up on the current services right now, I'll be expecting a new one coming up every single Monday. So
we recording this on Sunday, January the 20th. So those of you that will hear this next week, if you don't know, Black Lightning now comes on Monday nights.
Yep.
And it starts on January 21st. So by the time you get this, it will be January 28th. So catch Black Panther that night at 7, 8 Central.
Black Lightning that night, yeah.
Black Lightning, my bad.
Yeah. All right, man. So again, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram is how you link up with us, man, how you follow us. Ask Nerdflow Podcast, Nerdflow Arts, send all that over to nerdflowpodcast@gmail.com. You got the YouTube channel you can subscribe to. Also, pick yourself up a Nerdflow t-shirt at Teespring Shop and join the Facebook community. And yeah, man, we'll catch you guys on issue 91 of Nerdflow next week.
I won.
Patriots suck.